And we are live. People are just going to have to deal with my...
First time I made it live on time.
What's that?
Says first time I made it live on time.
Pretty close to it. I know, I was yelling at dogs and trying to fix my green screen, and I don't know why it's being weird.
Don't feel bad. My youngest female's out there barking at deer crossing behind the house.
Hey, barking at something, I guess. Better than being too worthless.
She's gamey. She don't care.
What are we going to talk about tonight? I got another guy from South Arizona coming in, if he makes it. Oh, Jarod, you've been down there lion hunting? Down in that dry ground stuff. Anyways, free casting. We're here. I wasn't here last week because I had to deer hunt, and I was not successful. I seen a couple bucks, but no shooters. And I walked, and I sat on ponds, and I glassed, and I drove. But I took my dog chasing seeing lion track, and I seen a bunch of bear tracks, but that unit's already closed down.
So, I'd run it anyway.
Yeah.
Be good for the dogs.
Mm-hmm. So I got to hunt. There's Jarod. See how good his internet is down there.
Not worth a shit.
You made it. Hey,
yeah.
Yours is better than ours, I think.
Oh, perfect. Because I got to come out here and sit in my pickup.
So, how's the weather over you, Bryson? North Carolina, right?
It's dry right now. We've had forest fires. Luckily, it ain't been too bad windy, but we got rain coming in at the end of the week, so we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Good deal. Oh, my stuff. What about you? I know it's dry down there, Jarod.
Well, any animal signs next to water down here. I caught a lion 2 weeks ago that killed the deer like 200 yards off a water tank.
Yeah.
We haven't had we haven't had rain for 2.5 months.
Well, we definitely didn't have no monsoons this year in Arizona.
No, monsoon season I got only 3 inches.
Yep. Story of my life.
Year before we had 17.
We had a good year, and then this spring we got some good rain in Arizona.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Better than
we got snow down here.
Yeah.
We had 3 inches. We got 3 inches of snow one night down here.
Well, yeah.
It only stayed for a couple hours, but
yeah. Hey, it's moisture. The superstitions got snow. That was it. No rain. They said it was going to be a wet winter, but if it's going to be a wet winter, it's going to be a rain winter, not a snow winter. If it does. I think it was 60 degrees today, I want to say. You see, it's 56 right now, and it's 5 o'clock. So, what was our high?
We're
today?
80. We're 80 something right now.
Hey, that's good winter down there, man.
Yep.
See,
when I trailed a line off a water tank Sunday, and we went, I don't know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles cold trailing, and I pulled the dogs off, and it was 94 by 10:30.
Yeah. Yeah, it was hot last week. I was deer hunting, and it got hot, and I'm just like, I was at 5,000 feet down there in Globe.
Yeah.
So got a couple little cold nights, and that was it. Then we had a little cold spell the week before, and everybody panicking, cutting wood, and now 60 degrees in the daytime. So
yep.
And I'm 6,000 feet.
We've been 90 degrees. We've been mid 90s until today. Today our highs were in the the high 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, it's better than 120.
Oh man, this summer sucked. That was miserable.
And we don't have humidity Bryce has over there.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get 40% humidity over here, and we're dying.
Yeah.
So, you catch any bears this year, Bryce?
Yeah, I've caught a few. Let them all go.
How was your season?
So far, I mean, it's been pretty good. I mean, there's just bears everywhere. I ain't really got to hunt much here lately, but I've been doing what I can whenever I can. I know the guys that I hunt with, they've had a good year so far.
Yeah. You think it's up or down right now, all around?
Right now, I think it's up, especially around my area. I mean, I can't think of a place right now I can't go and just drop the tailgate and I'll have me a race going in less than 10 minutes. I only have to walk.
What about you there?
Huh?
What's that?
What'd you say?
No, I thought you was done. I think you
I
froze.
said right now with all the forest fires, they moved
yeah.
in around houses and stuff right now. So, I mean, access is probably a little different than was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. What about you, Jarod? How them lions down south? They moving?
Yeah, they're not doing a whole lot. Fall, I always struggle in the fall though.
Yeah.
But we've been
Why
doing
is
okay.
that? Why is that? Why do you think that is down there?
I honestly have never figured it out. If I had it figured out, I guess I'd be better at it.
You'd be a lion hunter then, right?
Yeah. But no, it's just the time are scratching a lot less for some reason. You know, obviously not breeding season or anything, or true mating season, or whatever you want to call it. But that, and you know, I've already gone through, I think, 3 coos deer hunts and 1 mule deer hunt so far. So there's people everywhere. That always makes it tough because I try not to get in. You know, all the deer hunters. You know, if you ruin their glassing spot, they'll throw holy hell at you.
Oh yeah, them deer, them dogs run them deers out of the country.
Oh,
not
man.
the coyotes or the lions.
No. Yeah, and I never could figure that out. These coos deer down here, my wife, she shot at one last year, missed it. We went back in the next day. She shot it. Went back in the day after that, and we shot another one off the same ridge. We shot 3 bucks out of there within 400 yards in 4 days.
Yep. Man, I remember hunting down there, and you have to roll them boulders off the cliffs to get them to get out of them beds once 9 o'clock come around.
Oh yeah, that or sit behind binoculars all day. One of the two.
Mm-hmm. Find out where they're laying up.
Yep. But no, it's been a pretty decent fall for me so far. I've been trailing here and there, but everything's married to water. So.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's spots up here where water's always at, and not so much this year. But I got springs running that didn't run. So I don't know what's going on. We just didn't get the rain to fill up our little dirt tanks. So, yep. So what's going on in your part of the country, Bryce? Any good stuff? Any good changes? Legislature, anti-hunters?
Nah, I mean, pretty much about the same anywhere else. People want to fight this, people go for that. And you got people that don't want to hunt, then we've got an extended season coming next year. And it's just kind of a back and forth battle with everything. I'm lucky I've got 3 guys that's booked for next year, and they want to do the first week, and it's the opener season. So hopefully that'll turn out very well for the most part. But we'll just have to wait and see. There's still one to keep I talked about extended debate season, which, I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter as long as there's acorns. I'll do whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
I already have a bait site in North Carolina because I just pretty much know where they are. I just point the dogs in that direction and send them.
How is your food? You know, this year the desert has all that shrub oak, and I had acorns all over the place in the desert. Up here, in the big old oaks, I had no acorns like we usually do.
So, like, here it was weird. Now, I know last year our acorn crop was awful, but we had a really good fawn population. So I was worried that our fawn population was going to dramatically decrease. And it did a little bit, but not a lot. Not as much as I expected. I expected more bears to be targeting young fawns. But luckily, since it's kind of changed when they're doing their giving birth to them or whatever. But so far, that's been good. This year was an okay fawn season. But I know, like, at the beginning of this year, when the acorns started to hit, we didn't have very many acorns hitting the ground, and we didn't see a lot. And then it's like we had a little bit of a rain push through at some point, and then all of a sudden they just exploded, just come out of nowhere in our area. I've walked places where usually we get an average amount of acorns, and this year I can't even drive a truck over without trying to roll off the side of the mountain because of them. I just drove up here behind the house just to look at on the forestry road to see what been moving.
Yeah,
I found because that morning the dogs woke me up because it walked right behind the house. They're screaming every breath, and so I went out there that afternoon to look, and I seen where it come off the bank and crossed the road and kept on going. Never touched an acorn.
that's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, yeah, we have to get a good July rain down here. Hey, Bryson wants to come down and do some line hunting in Arizona, Jared.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
It's fun.
My dogs are dry ground dogs, but I'd like to try it at least once.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Jared's in some dry ground.
Yeah.
The problem with like my dogs is that I can turn them loose and they can go find what I'm looking for. But like with me and the humidity and the way things are in our environment pretty much compared to y'all's is that like y'all can keep y'all's dogs close. Ours up here are just so used to like high action and ready to go, they just run. And they can actually smell a bear from like 200 yards away or something like that, and then they can run to it and then find the track and get it jumped. But down there, I'd say it's really going to be different from these East Coast dogs coming out that way. But I do want to try it just to see. But I know that I'd say if I'd had about a week or two, I know my dogs could do it. It's just a matter of trying to get them to calm down. They've just years of this repetitive kind of training over here is going to be completely different over there.
You got any good trailers? They like to put their nose down and work them real cold trails at all?
All three of them.
Might be able to catch something. As long as they
I'd
put
like
their
to
nose
try it.
down. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
We'll go to Jarrett's and he'll make his breakfast everything.
You bet. Hope you guys like spam.
I'm a spam eating sucker.
Heck
So,
yeah.
I'll trailer my truck in and we'll go for it.
Yep.
I don't know if my
yeah.
old 95 Dodge can make that journey.
Yeah, just take it easy. 55, stay alive.
Just keep her well lubed and she'll be fine.
Yeah, make sure. Yep. Like I had old trucks. I went through more oil than fuel.
But those are the ones that lasted the longest.
Mm-hmm. So what do you got new down there, Jared? Anything exciting? You hear me? I think he froze up on us. I think he's about to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
At least it ain't a dumb look on his face when it freezes. Yep, he gone. Man, service, no matter where you are, service is just horrible. I thought it was just me, but my Verizon, I just opened a big company account, corporate account with Verizon. And it's not doing me very good. Well, yeah, there he comes. He's back. Anyway, what you got new for us down there, Jared?
Nothing. This is deer season starting, so everything's getting pretty crazy and waiting for phone calls now for people when they glass them up.
Oh yeah, during deer season.
Yeah. I usually get, I don't know, 1 to 2, maybe 3 a year. Someone glasses one up.
Yep. And then
All
they don't
over
mind them dogs, do they?
No, then they're all excited that you have them. It's just when they don't see the lion and you're over there's when they get all mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saying it everywhere you go.
Oh,
yep.
yeah. But, no. They moved the deer seasons around, too, so now there's more deer hunts in December, unfortunately.
Oh, this whole deer thing's causing a bunch of ruckus with everybody. Over the counter, having to report them. So,
Yep.
killing everything.
Oh, man.
Well, it's like we had to change ours because the whole purpose of changing our bear season was to change it for the rut. They just want the rut to have a break so that way more does can be bred from the bucks. That's pretty much the whole reason why they moved bear season like they did.
Yeah, I don't know why they did move ours. We actually got another week, I think, in archery. We got 3 weeks in archery bear this year, rather than just 2. But I think they kicked that deer or that rut hunt for elk back a week because it's been so late.
I think they've given us 6.5 weeks of first season, and then I want to say it's around 2.5 for the third. I won't know till next year when they post it for sure.
Good old Game and Fish, DNR, whatever they call them where you are.
Yeah.
The Possum Patrol.
I gotta be careful. I got Game and Fish family now, so gotta watch what I do.
Yep.
I've
been seeing a lot of federal game wardens down here.
Really?
Yeah, right off.
I wonder why.
I don't know what's going on.
Uh-oh. He's going off again. Oh, there he is. What was that? Can't hear you, Jarod. You muted? Maybe. No. It's like you're muted or something. Let me see. About you, Bryson?
I'm here. I'm just listening to Hounds.
I don't know. You went quiet on us.
I'm trying to hear this dog out here, see what's going on.
It's like your mic went out. You probably got another bear back there. You might have to start over. We can see you. You got good service. Then he's gone. Man, you have perfect service. Everything was working fine on mine too until showtime, and then my green screen started messing up and started glitching out. So
mine's all natural.
Look at Missy. What'd she say? She said, been bad since they forced 5G.
Yep.
That is. They put 5G in our area and there's no service. Can we hear you now, Jarod?
I hope so.
There you go.
Perfect.
You must have 5G service too.
Oh, yeah. I got this new stupid iPhone and it ain't worth nothing.
You don't like the iPhone? Were you an Android guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's why you don't like it yet. Man, I was doing some PI work all for this week. That's why I haven't really been out. And I did some pictures with my iPhone, and it did better than my $1,000 Canon, you know?
Oh, I bet.
I was on a little stakeout, and the game warden come walking up to me from his house because he lived right where I was at, you know? And he said, I kind of warned him because I turned around in his yard that morning. I said, hey, that your house? He said, yeah. I said, well, he goes, was that you in the car? I said, yeah, that was me. So I said, well, I'm going to be back over there later. So I actually took my hunting truck and parked kind of in front of his house. So it looked like I was just visiting him. Got
There
me
you
some
go.
pictures. Got me some pictures. So,
There you go.
yep. I've been busy.
Heck
Busy,
yeah.
busy. PI work. Everybody wants PI work right now when I'm trying to bear hunt. And I got units still open. You're closed down, aren't you, Jarod?
I don't know. I don't bear hunt.
Yeah, Bryce, you guys were closed down for the years, right, Bryson?
Nope, still going.
Oh, I thought you was closed down.
No, let me look. I want to say, I can't remember. I want to say it's the 19th of this month is when it closes for the first season. Then it opens back up the 11th and goes on to January 1st.
Hey, got an echo now. Did you there's a lot of lions killed down there right now, ain't there? In 36s?
Yeah, they shot 2 right behind my kennels.
Huh. And they're like,
Frickin'
isn't it, what is there, 50 something?
58.
That region?
58. Yep. 58 for the region.
And don't they have like 30 or something?
No, they probably got, I haven't looked lately, but when I checked, it was like 3.
I haven't looked either.
When I checked a couple weeks ago, it was 3. But
let me see.
My neighbor called me when I was at work at 6 in the morning. He's like, hey, where you at? And I'm like, watching the concrete truck back up. What's up? And he's like, you got 2 lines at the windmill behind your house. And I'm like, well, this sucks.
While you're at work.
Never fails.
Yeah. Let's see, 30. I was looking. 36s. Oh, yeah. 13. They've killed 13 over there.
Okay.
I knew it was a little bit
That's
higher.
about
It was
right.
higher
That's about
than
average.
anybody else. Yeah. Yeah, because all them 20s, 21 and 26, they got like 11 out of there. So.
Yeah.
You see.
They just shot those 2 behind my house off a water
1 in
tank
20
last week.
1 in 27. They got 6 out of 1 in 27.
Wow.
I could see 27. There's a lot of lines in 27.
There is. I like that unit. You
It's
can get away from the roads. You can get away from the roads and really cover. Huh?
Yeah, if you get off those roads, you're going to catch some big bear or big lion or big deer or big elk.
Didn't they kill like a 400 incher out of there for
big
elk?
game down there. It's a big unit. That's where Bryson needs to come down.
Yep.
Oh, they might have. I don't doubt it. That's where Bryson needs to come down. Them old boys don't see them big cliffs. Well, I was in Globe, and I was taking all these roads that I seen who's on. I was taking all these roads that I never took before, and I actually ran into a guy I know. He used to be a hound guy, and so I was kind of plowing through a 2-track in my Tundra, and I get to the top where he's at. I'm like, hey, I get out. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? He goes, man, I look over and I seen someone coming. I'm like, oh, someone's coming. Then I seen that big old Tundra coming. I said, that's Chris. That's Chris. He's the only one to drive out here in that. So,
yep.
Southern California, David Nichols. He's looking for a dog. I'm looking for a female pup trainer for coon or a female that can tree its own coon. Does anyone know of anything? Coon is code word for bear in California, I think. I'm just kidding. Green pants. I'm just kidding. So, not Jarod. Jarod ain't got no coon chasers.
They catch a lot of Cotamundii, though, I'll tell you that much.
There's a lot down there by Washington Camp, and I'm trying to get some property in Washington Camp. A friend of my dad's has a little piece down there, and
yeah,
I want it. I'm gonna build me a little shed on it and put a bunch of barrels, and Be my little hideout. So
I do a lot of hunting out there. A lot
Yeah?
of hunting.
there's a lot of bear out
Yeah.
there. Did you have any? You found a bear track up in Payson? You just hunted Payson, or Payson,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was pacing when I was buying that saddle up there. Yep.
No luck.
I don't know. I didn't put out on it. I drove around a little bit, learned the area, did some hikes, but I didn't find no lion tracks, no scratches, nothing.
I think my mom went to Tucson the day. I should have had her stop by and pick up a dog.
Yeah.
I don't
He's
know if
still
she would
down
have done
here.
it. I got to get down there and get it. I was supposed to meet you in Payson, and I got busy. I had no service,
Oh, well.
and when I finally got service, I think it was late at night, and I tried to call you, and it wouldn't go through.
Yeah.
And then my son was all busy having a baby, him and his wife. He couldn't go down and get it. Well, he could have made it back for a baby's born.
Yep. Oh, shoot.
Saturday, we had a good time on Saturday. Lots of dog walks out there, though. Where's that at, Brarely? Was you hunting? Who was you hunting with you, Jarod?
Mm-mm.
Wonder where he was hunting.
I haven't lost my dog box yet.
My son, he went and helped a rancher, and he might end up with an aluminum dog box. Need to get Nicholas on here.
Yeah.
On Hounds on the Run. He just built him. He was a virgin fabricating dog box maker. He built his own dog box.
Oh, boy.
Went and got him a welder, became a welder. Yep. Well, he welded. I don't know if he's a welder, but he welded.
He might be a
He melted metal together.
And it's holding. As long as it holds, you're good to go. It may look like bubble gum. It may look penetration. It don't have to be pretty, just as long as the dogs don't complain.
That's right.
I seen you were going to Colorado, weren't you? To hunt lions?
Was supposed to.
Yep. But then you went and did something stupid and changed jobs or got a job or
I won't call it stupid. I couldn't pass it up.
If you have to work, it's dumb, in my opinion.
Not everyone can
Absolutely.
be you, Chris.
Yeah. I'll be working again soon. You know, I got some time, and then I hunted, and I did a lot of hunting, and then I spent a lot of money, and it's just not that money don't last, man. I don't know how anybody's going to be able to retire. I'll be honest with you right now.
No.
Yeah. I don't know what the big deal is. I thought Biden was going to fix it all, but
Biden on it.
yeah. Guess I won't vote for him again. Everybody will drop right off this right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing going on in Arizona from the animal activists yet. I did hear a whisper they were going to try to ballot initiative in 24, but I think if they do, they're going to just come out real quick and hit it kind of hard. Try to sneak it in.
Well, that ballot initiative, they have to have like 200 some odd thousand signatures just to even get it going.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it like 500,000?
Yeah, and I don't think. I think it's maybe 250.
Yeah, it's some crazy. It's like, but they got to have 250,000 signatures to push it even into the ballot.
Yeah, just to get it recognized
You have
or whatever.
20 kids, Chris.
Yeah. Hey, they do. I just told them. So all I got to do is tell them my back hurts. Oh, I can't pay my electric bill. I got one moving back too, fixing up my guest house. And it's good. I need someone to feed my dogs and a babysitter.
Yep.
She's probably listening right now, so I'll get a text. What is that? What is he saying, Brad? They're out and they're working. They have the governor, though. She all in. I think I'm lost on that one.
maybe in Arizona she's talking about.
I don't know. Was he talking about my kids? See, they are all out there. Oh, the animal activists?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Our
I haven't
governor's an
really.
idiot.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. Yeah. Who would she's done some stuff good and then just turns around and does some weird stuff. So I don't.
Yeah.
She kind
I
of
mean, she
surprises
hasn't
me.
done anything. She hasn't done anything too noticeable yet besides take all the storage containers off the border.
I wish I could have got a couple of them.
Oh, I think they're still taking them off. I don't know.
Well, they'll get back on there here in a couple of years, I'm sure. Be
Yeah.
back. Bryson don't got to worry about that over there. The border.
They still coming here.
Well, yeah, they're shipping them everywhere too. I just heard they're.
I saw.
Go ahead.
I saw 7 on Friday.
They don't bother you too much when you're out there with dogs. They don't like dogs.
No, they don't bother a whole lot. They just leave their trash everywhere.
Oh, all the way up here. All the way up here, even over on I-8. You know, I hunt down south right there on I-8, and I find it all over.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely find the trails. Chris Foot, man. Oh, Louisiana hunting all over me. It's always all over me all the time. I let him on the show one time, and now he's just talking trash. Beer hunting this week. Jeez, a pounder so far. You don't hunt bear at all, do you, Jarod? You just been on lion.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hunt bear at all ever? Or you always just hunted lion?
I hunted bears when I lived in Nevada for 2 years. It was fun. It just wasn't my thing. I'd rather chase lions in the dirt.
With your same dogs? Did you use the same dogs, or did you have bear dogs?
I didn't have bear dogs. I mean, I think they do their job on a mean bear. We killed 1 year. We caught 11. We killed one boar that was 450, 460 pounds, another 400 pounder, and then a 300 pounder in 1 year.
What's your bear sizes over there?
It was fun.
Yeah.
In Nevada?
Yeah. They all big like that?
They're big.
Just a lot of food? A lot of food source?
I wouldn't say they're all big. Huh?
You got a lot of food source?
Yeah. We got the pine nuts up there a lot.
Yeah.
And then the rose hips. And tell you what, if you don't have a pine nut hatch, that makes life super easy because all you got to do is go into the rose hips, and they're only by water. And you can start a lot of tracks just by hiking into rose hips.
Yep. What about you, Bryson? The 200 pounders over there on your average? You hunt Virginia too, don't you?
Do what?
You hunt Virginia as well, don't you?
I ain't got to go there yet. George won't call me back.
Yeah, we busted him out on that on when he was on, and he says he don't call. He just good luck. That's what he said basically. Good luck. He never calls nobody back. Every time you talk to anybody about George,
he can give him the phone.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can get up with him.
Yeah.
The bad part is you talk to him, you can't get him off the phone.
Maybe that's why you don't answer. There's some people that call me that I can't answer because I don't have an hour or two. So, Jesus. Good old Jesus. I believe it. I believe they're working on something. We
they do it in every state.
What's that?
What's that sidearm you carry all the time in your truck?
Which one? I got a bunch. It's either is it the one on the leather holster?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a 45. So 45 long Colt, and I bought a lever action also with it. And someone left a comment the other day, said you'd be better off hitting them with that gun than shooting at them, but I load my own rounds, so I'm pretty sure I know what it's gonna do. It got a little kick, so but I gotta be careful because if I load them from my rifle, I shoot them out of my pistol, it hurts a little. So gotta watch what I load. What are you guys shooting with over there? Your bears? What's everybody carrying?
Everybody's obsessed with them 45-70s right now, but
Jesus.
I'm a 30-30 guy.
I like the 45-70s, but when you're only 30 feet in the air, you don't need that much.
No. Mostly like our guys, like some carry 10mm pistols, 44 Magnums or whatever. I mean, I've got a Casull I carry, but I mostly just carry a Glock 17. But I train with it. So, I mean,
yeah.
I try to hit where I'm aiming.
What about you, Jarod? What are they shooting lines with over there?
20 gauge youth model over and under.
22 Magnum over under?
No, 20 gauge youth model.
Yeah, that's all you need, right?
Oh man, you shoot anything with a 20 gauge slug and they go right down.
Yep.
I got a 357 too. I carry if I'm not going in to kill nothing.
Yeah, I always carry my 45, but I know I've known some line hunters, old timers that said 22 Magnums all you need. Shoot them in the head.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they used to shoot them. The reason they put I had an old timer. The reason he said is like it sounds like a pop gun going off, and they just stand in the tree and bleed out.
Yeah. Hey, 22 Magnum probably.
They,
year to
feels
year.
like a bee sting to them.
Yep. Yep. I don't know if you get away with that on a bear. You'd have to be a good shot, shoot them right there in the ear to ear, but I've heard of people doing it.
I gotta go yell at it, dog.
I know. My dogs are all fed and quiet right now. So.
That's how mine are until something comes through the yard.
Well, someone drives up and that's it. Let me see. I've met many using 5.7. What's a 5.7?
5.7 by 28. The best thing really to compare it to is like a neck down 223. Like it's just a shorter casing. It's in between a 22 Magnum and a 223.
Really? And it's a center fire, obviously. Yeah?
Yeah. They're nice. I've been wanting to get me one of them pistols. I got a buddy that's got one. He said he wanted to try it this year to see if they treat one if it'll actually do the job. I'm like, I'm sure it will.
So it's a pistol or only a pistol round?
It's designed for pistols mostly, or like what they consider like a sub machine gun, that whole crock of crap. But I mean, it's just meant to hold a lot of rounds and be really lightweight. I forget the ballistics of it, but I know it's like I want to say it's like a 50-something grain bullet or 40s and stuff like that.
Huh. You ever heard of a 5.7, Jarod?
I'm not much of a gun nut. I have no clue about nothing when it comes to
ammo is expensive for them, but I mean, they're just mean little rounds. They're super fast, and they're honestly in a handgun, they're super flat shooting. It's like shooting a 22 long rifle semi-automatic handgun. It's got nowhere near as much muzzle flip as a 9mm.
It's crazy. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, most of your pistols, I think they carry them from anywhere from 15 to 20 something rounds.
What are they shooting with them?
Do what?
What are they with them? Like coyotes?
No, I mean, most of them just use it for self-defense, but it's a little outrageous for self-defense for me because it's got a lot of penetration. That's literally all it does. I mean, it'll go through level 3 body armor, like the soft armor stuff. Yeah, they're right there. But I said it's super fast, 2,300 feet per second and 50 grains.
That is pretty fast. Might have to look that up. Check it out.
They're not. I mean, and they just come, well, and they come in just like a really small handgun, about like this size. That's it. They're tiny. But I mean, you get a lot more rounds for it and a lot more power. I wouldn't carry it. Like if I had to defend myself with it, I'd be worried about what goes out of it more than anything.
Yeah. Wow. No, I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, my wife hates my gun addiction.
I kind of stopped buying guns. Okay, I lie. If it comes around, I'll buy them. But you know, everybody's like, I need more guns. I said, well, you got to learn how to shoot the ones you have, and you only need. I always say you need your long range, your assault rifle, and or a shotgun, and your pistol. So that's what I have. He's going after some dogs right now too.
I got my puppies out right now, and they were playing and barking and yipping, and it's like, dang it, just shut up for a little bit.
I was on a conference call today, and I had my office door open, and I have 4 little pups running loose, and they're sitting outside and they're like 10 weeks old, and they're sitting outside my door just howling at each other and barking and fighting, and I had to shut my door.
Oh, yeah.
You let yours run loose a bit, or?
When I get home, I do.
How many dogs you got?
Yeah, my wife. 13.
Yeah.
Well, I got 12 hounds and I got 1 bird dog.
Yeah. I got 2 bird dogs. I'm about to get another one. I also know if anybody wants a lab, some papered labs. I know a gal that has some dead papered labs. I mean, good papers on them. So
yeah,
I'm getting one of them.
There you go.
I forgot about those pictures. I only have some of. So they're mini border collie and hound, and
oh boy,
they're phenomenal on tracking already. Like I can drag stuff and they'll track, and I gave 2 to a buddy of mine, and he has a coon skin he drags around, and they're ferocious on it. So they have that border collie. No one would give me a damn Jag Terrier. I don't want to spend $700 on it, or a Mountain High. So I made my own. Yeah. I made my own little dog.
An Arizona version.
That's my Arizona version. You know what? I'm gonna go catch a bunch of stuff with it. I'm gonna sell them for $700.
Who was it? Wasn't it that Fischer guy up north? Didn't he have like GSP cross with his hounds?
Brian Fischer?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I know he got rid of all his dogs. I don't think he's doing them.
No, he's not doing nothing anymore. But he ran half GSP to almost full GSP in his hounds.
I know a hound guy who breeds. He has half healers, and he's catching bear. You get that energy in him with that nose, and
man, I got a little GSP pup, and he trails better than I got hound pups the same age. He trails better than him than those 2. The 2 hound pups I have.
You know, you get a lot of. We can start some drama right now.
Man.
And that's about pedigree and papers and grade dogs, and I've been called a backyard breeder, and that's sometimes I breed them in my front yard. I don't know, so I wouldn't classify me as just backyard. You know, my breeding pen's in my front yard. So, and I don't know. You know, you'll argue this, and I'm not saying that genetics matters, but the papers don't matter to me. You know,
No,
they don't.
Well, I don't know a dry ground. I don't know a lot of dry ground dogs that are, a pack of dry ground dogs that are all papered.
They'll have some papers in there or some pedigree that they bring them in. But you're right. There's not a lot of like back here in Arizona. If you buy a dog, you say who's it out of, not what's it out of, what's his lines. You want to know the name of the breeder, Jeff Allen or Smith or, Derringer, like any of those,
Yep.
And those are all big names, but there's a lot of small name people. I got Salazar dogs, and those dogs would be probably about 80% better if someone else would train them and not me, but I've given my dogs to, I know there's a biologist has my dog right now, and he loves her. So, and she's just a cross of everything I got. I started off that Salazar line, and there was somebody who said it's not a Jeff Allen line, or it's not a Derringer line. When you start crossing your own stuff, it's your line now. It just has their blood in it. And I agree with that. Yep. What does it have? What's his backing?
Well, yeah.
Cameron.
I mean, if you go to Utah right now, 3/4 of the people in Utah say they got Meacham. It's Meacham's breed.
Oh, Meacham. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Meacham.
Meacham or Allen, right?
Yeah, Meacham or Allen. Even a little bit of Wade Lemon stuff. Those are the 3 name drops that when I talk to guys in Utah, those are the 3 bloodlines I always hear about.
Whether they have them or not.
Yeah. Yep.
He's muted again.
Can't hear you.
Anyway, Jarod, what crosses are your dogs? I mean, they blue tick, black and tan, Walker mixes?
I got everything. I got blue tick Walker crosses. I got a couple English crosses with Walkers, and then I really like the black and tans. And I don't have any full bred blue ticks or nothing, but everything I have is pretty much crossed with a Walker or a full black and tan, maybe a little bit of blue tick in that black and tan line.
What's the obsession with crossing with a Walker? I'm just curious.
Speed?
I wouldn't even say speed. I mean, I had a black and tan little girl. She was faster than
dry
any
ground
Walker dogs.
Dry ground?
Yeah,
like
she was
dry,
she was
cold nose.
Yeah. I don't know. I hit this Walker line, and they started catching lions for me, and it's like, well, shit, I'm not gonna get rid of them. And they do good. They're tough. I can hunt them 3-4 days in a row and I'll put 9 to 12 miles on my legs, and they can go 3 days in a row if I can.
Got to get a mule, man.
Hey, I got a saddle.
There you go. Now. You just need a horse now or mule.
Yeah, I even got a trailer. It's just I don't have the horse or mule yet. I even got the corrals.
Nice. You know, if you would have got a mule, you wouldn't be able to find a trailer or a saddle.
I know. I did that when I was younger. I bought a horse for cheap, and all I had was a saddle. I didn't have a trailer or corrals yet or nothing. That was a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah, not having corrals. A lot of people get those good deals and they jump on it and don't realize you got to have somewhere to keep them.
Yep. I ended up going to my buddy's dairy farm, putting it in at the dairy. He had an open spot at the dairy that I could keep her until I had some corrals put up.
What are you running there, Bryson?
I run blue ticks, straight blue ticks, nothing mixed, nothing else. And the
Papered or
reason
no?
being,
Papered or no?
yes,
Oh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants here.
2 of mine are paper.
Yeah.
But it goes back to, like you said, there's a guy, which he got a lot of trash talked about him, about his dogs. And I just always liked blue ticks ever since I was little. I grew up around red bones and plots. And we had a walker or two, but just nothing that really stood out to us. So we just plots. And then my dad got me a blue tick and then another one. And neither one of them really just did that great to us. They were more coon dogs than bear dogs.
Yeah.
And like this, I was looking in 2 men out west that had a group of dogs. I was going to get one of each and just try them and see what they do. And I was looking at like $6,000 just on puppies.
Yeah.
And that's with them getting to my house. And I was trying to get it down to 5 without shipping fees, but it's going to make a round trip, cross country trip with it. But me and my wife had talked about it, and we finally just said, it's not, what's the point? If you spend that kind of money, what are you going to do if they end up being colts? I was like, you have a good point. I said, but I don't know unless I try.
Yep.
And then a guy that I knew was a friend of one of my friends, he's like, I know a guy's got blue tick. He said, and everyone cannot stand him. He said, but the reason being why they can't stand him is because when he shows up, they said it's over. I said, well, if they're coon dog stock, I said, I'll try it and see. Because, sometimes a coon dog's just a coon dog. They're not a big game dog. And you don't know. So I went down and talked to him, and it took me about a year before he come across with a litter. And I wanted a male, and he ended up with a litter. And all he had was a little female left over because he had done promise someone else ahead of me a male. So I took the little female. So I started running her up until she's about, I don't know, it's probably 2.5 months. And she was already trying to check trees for squirrels. She's trying to trail on bear scent and everything else. And I just really liked her. And then I ended up getting rid of her. Well, no, I didn't get rid of her. I ended up having to hold her back because when she hit 5 months old, she went full-blown puppy. Usually when they start that early, they don't go puppy. But when she did, it was a nightmare. I couldn't get her to focus on nothing. Then I ended up with a 3-year-old from him. And ever since the first day I took her, she's been a bear dog. And she's never been hunted.
Another blue tick?
Yes. And my old dog, I got him for $20 at a shelter. And he's actually saved me a couple times from a bear. But he's just been a good dog, and I keep him around. He's a good puppy trainer.
It's so nice to have a good puppy trainer. What's your oldest dog?
He's a blue tick.
How old is he?
He is 9 this year. He'll be 10 next year.
My lead dog is 9. And he's still going. And his mom went till she was 15, but I held her back when she was 13, 14 because I didn't want her to wear herself out, but she'd still go if I let her, But I don't know. Maybe dry ground's a little harder on stuff.
I liked him just because he was cold nose. Even I just started coon hunting him. I was trying to stay away from bear hunting when I got him, and he would sit there and fool with an old coon track for hours. You couldn't get him off of it, and it just started getting annoying. And eventually, I was just like, I'm just going to try something else because he eventually got bored with it, and then I ended up with the other 2, and I put him up against a lot of other dogs, and he put some dogs to shame, and he's done stuff that others couldn't. But now that I've got this other two from the guy that no one cared for, I still call him. I talked to him the other day, and I give him updates on the dogs because he wants to know. And I've got that little youngest one I got. She's been the one that's impressing me the most, which, I mean, both my girls are. They're just natural bear dogs. I don't know why they keep this stock as coon dogs, but there's none hardly left out of this part of the line. It's me and like a couple other people that have them, but the other guys just coon hunt them, and I bear hunt them. But my little female, I've watched her several times. If they can trail one up, jump it, and then by the time they can get it bait up and start walking it, I've watched my little one run out ahead of them 100 yards and get in front of them and cut it off and stop it. And if it's tries to run and like it turns and fights them and wants to run away and it gets away from them, she'll run it down and stop it. And
Nice.
she's done it to me ever since she was like 10 months old.
Nice. How about you, Jarod? You got an old dog?
That's big. Yeah, my oldest dog's 11 right now. I got two 11-year-olds and a 10-year-old. And then, what was that? You're muted.
He muted himself. I see it now on his thing. Nope.
What'd you say there?
Can't hear a word he's saying. Just
I don't know why.
There it is.
There you go.
I don't know why this browser kicks me off. It kicks my microphone off. I just tried to use the computer one. It wouldn't work either.
Well, we're just going to start the Bryson and Jarod show when you cut.
I just once I see it, it mutes too down there in the bottom. I see it and it pops up and it says your browser. I don't know why it does that. It's weird. Anyways, they still running. You still running those old dogs, Jarod? They still going?
2 out of the 3 are. 2 out of the 3. The one, she's old and her back's just not good. I don't want to put her through the bluffs.
Oh yeah. You got some good cliffs over there?
Because I'll end. They can be just enough to be annoying. I mean, it's not like the rim.
No, there's just deep rolling hills over there, huh? Like just tall rolling hills.
Yeah, and then you'll get them rock croppings that stretch for, there'll be an 80-footer, but it'll be an 80-foot drop for a couple 100 yards that them cats like walking across and getting down into. And
they definitely know where to go.
Get a dog out of them. Oh man, if they don't, if you're hunting the dirt and that line doesn't want to be caught, you're not going to catch it.
Yeah. You're not going to catch it for a long time.
It's going to have to stub its toe. You're going to have to either get it with a belly full of water, you catch them in the right area, because there's one female, I know I've caught her 3 different times. I know the dogs have put her in a hole, held her. I've been within 100 yards of them and can hear them just screaming and fighting, and then she'll take off into the rocks, and it's a rodeo for the rest of the day.
What are you at over there, Jarod? 2,500 feet, 2,000 feet?
Yeah, the house is about 2,500 feet, maybe 2,700. Yep.
It's that South Desert is a lot higher than people think, and it gets dang cold there in the winter.
Yeah,
real cold.
I mean, you get down by the Mexican border, and it gets down to 14, 15 some nights.
Yeah, it gets cold.
Yep.
That desert's very mystique. He'll get you if you're not looking. He'll either kill you from heat exhaustion or freeze you to death, all in the same day.
Well, shoot, when we went out Sunday, it was 38 when we started. at 6 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled the dogs off that track, and it was low 90s, 90, 92, 93, somewhere around there. And that was at 10:30. When that sun comes out, you don't got a lot of time.
No.
It goes from really cold to really hot really quick.
You know, and then it don't get light till what, 6:20, 6:20, 6:15?
Yeah. Yep.
So by 9 o'clock, it's hot.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then that dead grass we got right now, such a son of a gun to trail in because we don't have any moisture.
Yeah.
If they don't walk on the rocks, it makes life tough. That dead yellow grass.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's sand. Bryson was laughing. I thought I got muted again.
I'm laughing at Louisiana hunting.
Oh, that's why he walks. Yeah. He's always full of it when he gets on here. Always.
How did that Louisiana hunt, how's that going to work out this year? I seen something about that the other day.
Oh, they're changing stuff over there?
No, they're opening a bear season down there, which I'm
Oh, yeah, that's right.
sure it's spot and stop, but I'm just curious, like, where and how they're doing it.
Didn't they, I was thinking, what are they doing? They have like 2,500 bear, right? Like over there too, I think. It's not like they only have 500 bear. They have like 20. I'm pretty sure I read they had a bunch of bear.
Mm-hmm.
So
They got them in Mississippi now.
let me see. Let me see if I can get him on here. See what he's doing. Forward. Mm-hmm. We'll ask him in person. I sent you a link, Jeremy. Can't hide from us. Get on here and talk shit now. I don't know. I know that's the first. How long has it been since they opened down in Louisiana? How far are you from Louisiana?
I guess I could probably be in Louisiana in about 10 hours, 10 hours.
Ways from you then. I don't know. As long as they. Oh, so I heard a little rumor, Jarod. You don't bear hunt, but in Arizona, they're thinking about, they're trying to put in. I heard a little rumor, Jarod. You don't bear hunt, but they're going to do a pursuit tag. Thinking about, they're trying to put in. I heard a little rumor, Jarod. You don't bear hunt. Is it echoing? Or something? They're going to do a pursuit tag.
A little bit.
Thinking about it. Trying. It's like repeating. Can you hear us, Jeremy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
So to answer your question, they're going to do a lottery draw for Louisiana residents only in the northeastern portion of the state. That's right here where I live. And they're only going to draw 10 tags. So,
don't they have like 2,000 bear over there or something?
Yeah, that's just right here.
Don't they have they have no bear season at all?
No. There's two areas that actually hold bear density, and that's right here where I live in the Atchafalaya River Basin. And then there's a little corridor that connects the two, which was their conservation goal, was to have bears along those two corridors. And, but anyway, you'll have to take a class and all this for, no sows with cubs and no bears under 75 pounds. So,
how in the world do you know it's not a sow?
How are you supposed to do that? Spot and stalking.
Tell it to roll over so we can look.
Well, Well, I guess they're going to want you to run down there and tackle it and see, be a knife season or something.
This is going to end badly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I've done it myself, and I've known people who shot a sow because they thought it was a boar. I've had a guy shoot a sow in the tree, and I seen his balls even, but it was so fat, sitting on a branch and big blocky head. I'm like, that's a boar. So once it hit the ground, we figured out it was a sow. But I don't. There's very few people that can look out, glass up a bear, and 100%. Nobody can 100% it and say that's a sow or boar.
No.
That's crazy.
Well, that's the problem they're going to run into.
It is. And sometimes, I mean, even like when we got them in a tree and stuff, sometimes you just can't tell. So like Chris said, sometimes you just don't know. I sent Chris a video back in September of one I treated. I walked up to it and it had a big blocky head on him, but it ended up being a sow. She turned around and pissed right down the tree. And I said, nope. Hello, girl.
And there's only 10 tags?
Yeah. And also, our bears don't carry a lot of hair like y'all's. So they're like hogs, like domesticated hogs. They look like from a distance they have a lot of hair, but they really don't. So you can see the little shiny glass marbles that they're holding.
Huh.
If they're anything like the ones we got here on the coast or in southern Georgia, they probably don't den up.
They don't.
They probably stay out all year.
If we get a real cold spell, they'll bed up in a grass patch or in a hollow tree, but that's just temporary for a day or two till it warms up.
I just think it's cool how all these states now are suddenly getting bigger and bigger bear populations, and you got more and more people fighting against it.
See, it's been a fight here because the people that are sponsoring the bear conservation, they all live in Baton Rouge. They don't have a bear problem. Here, they're a nuisance. One bear can take out 10 acres of corn in one night.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jared's a lion hunter. He thinks bears are a nuisance altogether.
Oh, God, dude.
He's over there bored, right? Like these sons of bitches. Bears.
See, the old timers around here, they said, they had it down to a science. They got rid of the panthers, the bears, and the wolves. They were nuisances. I mean, I don't mind seeing them, but it is what it is.
No, they'll bring him back. You guys don't have no mountain lion over there?
Every now and then, somebody will get a trail camera picture that's been verified, but no.
Yeah.
Mostly down that way, they just, what I've heard them call them is pumas. I mean, we've got them up here, not a lot. It's hard to really find one. Usually when it snows up here, whenever we get one, I mean, I try everything I can to be in the woods. I love to go find one. I've seen tracks. I've seen kills.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just rough. But we got so much vast country that they can go through and terrible terrain that they can be gone in no time.
You can have a flat area and them lions will be gone. Right, Jared?
It's pretty thick here.
Dude, I've had lions walk out in front of my dogs 15 minutes before and have not a thing happen.
They turn off their scent.
It's something weird. I don't make sense. Especially in the snow, they can't hide a whole lot because obviously the snow tells you where they go. But you get in that dirt and you're just like, he was right here. I don't know what happened. And dogs are standing on their head, not doing the thing, trying to grub up something, but it's not coming up.
Mm-hmm. We've talked about that with Brett.
Yep.
He said he's seen him do it. Lay down or do this little. He has a story where he watched this lion do this thing, and right at this where he seen that lion do it, his dogs got to that point, and they just couldn't pick it up. So I don't know what they do.
That Tom I caught 2 weeks ago, we trailed him into a water tank off a cow trail. Another 100 yards later, we hit the kill. Dogs didn't do a thing on the kill. I had to make 3 circles, each one getting bigger, until they finally picked it up and took it. And then we finally took off and caught him a mile later. But when I saw that kill, I thought it was going to be done in 5 minutes, and it took me another 2 hours.
Yeah, Bryson, remember that. You want to come down here and hunt that crap.
It's the most frustrating thing you can do in your life.
Yeah. It's the worst thing when they're standing on top of a track and you're like, what are you doing? Why aren't you smelling bear or lion?
Yeah.
You know, it looks like
man.
a fresh bear and you're like, what are you doing? Or a lion. You're like, put your nose down. I can smell it. Why are you know?
Especially when you come up on a fresh lion kill. Like, he just ate the front quarter and the innards. That was it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you guys should be screaming out of here.
Did you see that thing on Joe Rogan where they followed that lion and he was killing? They're saying that lions are killing more because of whatever, and this lion was killing, leaving the kill. This is in wolf,
for the wolf country.
And this is in wolf country. They followed him to 9 kills that day, and he was leaving kills for the wolves. So he could basically sit around and eat his own kill while the wolves ate the other ones.
I could believe it. I mean, coyotes run lion. Coyotes will run lion. If you get a pack of coyotes on a lion kill, they'll run the lion off.
Someone told me on the res somewhere, they heard some coyotes and they walked over and there's like 2 or 3 coyotes had a lion treat up.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we don't get, like, a big tom down here is 120, 130 pound tom. You know, you could break the 140, 150 range even. Well, maybe even 160 if it's a stud.
There you go, Bryson. There's your answer. You asked me. You said how big they get down here. I said 130, 160.
You know, like that tom I killed in March last year, he was 6 years old, I think, and he was maybe 135 pounds.
Well, sounds to me like Chris needs to get some of those coyotes and breed to his hounds so that way he can catch more lions.
Instead of them border collies?
Yeah.
I'm going to catch a lion. I'm going to catch a lion just for Jeremy and send him the first picture. With a little
I'm waiting on the picture of the puppies.
I forget, man. I can't hardly remember what I did. I've been so busy lately. This working is for poor people. Stupid. So,
right?
People that feed dogs. Yeah.
Oh, you know, that's another thing. I used to kind of brag on Retriever. I had no problems with it at all. And here lately, my dogs are losing weight. And I called a buddy of mine. And he feeds it, and he's saying the same thing. I just started losing weight, so I went to Diamond, because that Retriever, I don't know what's going on, It's $30 a bag instead of 40, but they were doing good on it. I fed it for 3-4 years, and now they're just not doing it. What do you feed, Jarod?
Just that soup, the black bag of Sport Mix, that extra fat.
Oh, gotcha.
Nothing too crazy. I think it's $42 a bag or something like that from the feed store.
I've heard good things about Sports Mix. But they had Diamond down here at Tractor Supply, and it was like $40. So, and you don't feed as much, but
there's a really good dog food bag. It's $60 a bag. But when my dogs when I've been hunting hard and they get looking like they're getting a little poor, I'll go buy 2 bags of that, and it'll put them right back to where they need to be. It's expensive. I mean, if you're only hunting, 3-4 dogs and you can afford that, but
not 15.
Yeah. When you go through 100 pounds a week, it gets kind of expensive.
I know. I seen my 9-year-olds throwing some dog food to the chickens. I said, whoa. Not that Diamond, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah. And I got a bunch of meat in the freezer, all my cutoffs from when I butcher elk and deer, and so I just throw it all in a bag and vacuum seal it, 5-pound bags. And when I get out there, and if I start hunting hard, I just start throwing it down.
There you go.
I feed it to them with a little bit of dog food.
There you go. I
Well,
might lose you. I got to go in the house and charge my phone.
Oh, yeah. What about you, Bryson?
Yeah.
You,
We'll see
you
what
feeding?
happens here.
Do what, Chris?
What are you feeding?
Southern something. I know it's like a Southern State Company or whatever. It's a 24-20 or whatever. I just found out that's just, I don't have to feed it as much and it keeps them up pretty good.
Good deal. What about you, Jeremy?
Purina. Brett hates me.
What's that?
I said Brett hates me.
Why is that?
Yeah, I'm feeding Purina.
Why is that?
I said I'm feeding
Oh,
Purina.
yeah. Oh, yeah, you did say that, didn't you? You were on that live the other night.
Mm-hmm.
Does you pretty good, though?
Yeah, they're all staying pretty healthy on it. Except for this idiot.
That dog looks fat. What are you talking about?
I know, but he likes to get attacked by bears and the rest of the dogs and everything else.
Oh. He's one of them. He's one of them problem childs.
Yeah. He's
What
a
is he?
spad. That's the one of questionable origin.
It looks like Spud McKenzie a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Does
a
he hunt?
foundling. Everything.
Does he hunt?
Yes, sir.
That's all that matters. All that matters.
He's got the scars to prove it.
Nice. Hey, we can see Jarod now.
Yeah. See how long this works.
Oh no, it looks like it's going good. Better service right now.
Perfect. I'm standing by a window.
Well, shoot. You got anything for us, Jeremy? Any good, cool stuff besides your bear hunt over there that they're only allowing 10 and you can only shoot a boar? That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. You take somebody who's never seen one and
see what it is.
yeah, have to rope it first, pull it down.
You know,
his leg up.
and I know people who, they just see a bear and they get excited. They don't care what it is. And they'll blast it. And it's an 80-pound bear because it looks like it's 300 pounds when you're spot stalking,
Yep.
So, but you said they had to take a class.
Yeah. I don't know how long of a class, but it's a class you have to take before you can even apply for a tag.
How much is that application fee?
I think it's just going to be $100 for the tag.
But they keep some money, right? You give them $100, they keep 13, or like Arizona Game and Fish is you apply. So say elk tag's $145. And
I don't. They hadn't worked out all the kinks as far as like what the application fee is going to be. But the tag I think is supposed to be $100.
That's just crazy. There's going to be a lot of people that put in though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I bet you there's an application fee.
I've got an unfilled Idaho tag, but it'd be kind of hard to use it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I know a lot of people down like Louisiana, Mississippi, and Missouri and Alabama. A lot of them's been trying to contact me about a hunt and stuff like that. I mean, I know down there where you are, they're definitely going to apply for it.
oh yeah, but that's the thing. None of the public land is going to be available for it. I don't think. I think it's going to have to be on private land only.
Wow. That's
there's a 100,000 acre national wildlife refuge 2 miles down the road down here. And that's the Mecca. And they're not going to allow you to hunt on it, as far as, a bear hunt. Nothing to do with the state.
And you can't use no attractants, no bait.
Like
you
I
just
said,
hunt.
they hadn't worked the kinks out. I'm assuming it's going to be like a deer hunt. You sit in a stand or you spot and stalk them or whatever. But right now we're in a CWD zone, so there's no baiting. So the bears are really scattered. When they harvested the corn, I can go sit in one field and see 7 every evening, like it's nothing. And Right now, you can't find one.
That's crazy.
But there's so many acorns in the woods that, your guess is as good as mine where they're at.
I'm just curious how in the world that's even going to work. I mean, if you can't use a dog to see it in a tree to tell what it is, if you're going to be in a stand, you're definitely not going to be able to see underneath it. If there's no bait where it can stop and actually look at it, I mean, you're basically just shooting in the dark. It sounds like to me that they're just trying to set somebody up for disappointment.
That's exactly right. Because as soon as somebody, breaks the rule and shoots a sow or a cub, or
who's going to report it? It's going to be shoot, shovel, and shut up.
Exactly. Well, a lot of that happens already.
Yeah.
Some of these farmers get hit pretty hard. And, a lot of them been caught with a backhoe in hand. But so that they're pushing it, so that's why it's going through. And this is a trial run, and the people it's a Black Bear Conservation Committee. They're the ones that are fighting against it because they're the ones that paid the money to help get these bears brought back in here. These aren't Louisiana black bears. Our black bears originally didn't get over about 300 pounds. These bears, we've weighed them, run over on the interstate, and they're tip out of over 500, easy.
Where are they coming from? Where'd they bring them? Oh.
So, they brought them from the northern Midwest down here, and, that's like Arkansas. They have the same bears we have. And they said, they're not Louisiana black bears, so they opened season on them. That day, I think 5 or 6 years ago when they opened season. Mississippi's the same way. Our bears are their bears.
Kind of like Montana, what Montana and Idaho did with those wolves back in '96.
Oh, aren't they still doing that over there in Wyoming? And everybody's hunting them on the Wyoming border.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can hunt them and stuff. You can hunt them in Montana and Idaho, but in '96, they brought in, instead of the timber wolves like what Wisconsin has, this is just hearsay, but instead of the timber wolves like what Wisconsin has and the lower 48 had, they brought in wolves out of Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, northern Canada, the big ones.
Yeah, northern Canada. And, that's not an 80-pound dog. That's a 120, 130, 140-pound dog that it does a lot more damage when it packs an extra 60 pounds.
Yeah. And see, that was talked about bringing back the red. But
I wish they'd bring some of them.
Montana.
I wish they'd bring some of them big Canadian lions down here and drop them off.
Right. They'd probably die of heat exhaustion.
They probably would, even up here, 6,000 feet.
If they survive, they'd be 120 pounds by the second week.
Yeah.
Look like a starving cat out there.
I think they need to bring some deer to Arizona. What they need to do.
Don't y'all got blacktail?
What's that?
Don't you got blacktail deer there or near that area?
No, Coos whitetail.
Yeah, Coos and Mules. Whitetails, Mules.
Yeah.
So, well, our deer population ain't nothing what it used to be 20 years ago. I could go down there where Jarod is and walk out and kill a deer.
Well, that's Coos deer, not mule deer, but
yeah,
our mule deer population is the same as your guys. It's nothing for these Sonorans down here. They're hard to find now.
And I think they breed with those Coos every once in a while.
They do. You'll get a freaky looking giant Coos deer, and then his G2s and G3s fork at the top, and he ends up being 140 inches, and you're like, yeah. And then cross with a mule deer doesn't count, but oh well, it's still a good buck. But did you see what Nevada did for their count this year? They counted 62,000 mule deer in Nevada, and in the mid 80s they had over 280,000.
What do you think that's from? People or
In the-
lions?
Wild horses in Nevada.
Oh, they need an open season. I'd probably getting in a lot of trouble with this one, but I'd go take a tag for horse. When Navajos were about to do it, my buddy said, "Hey, the Navajos are going to do a depredation hunt. I will feed my dogs horse meat for as long as I can. I will buy a freezer just to put horse meat in it." So
Yep.
People don't realize, even up here in Sholo,
Yeah.
Heber, over in Alpine, these horses that everybody turned loose back in 2008 because they couldn't feed them.
Yep.
Yeah, they're a very invasive species, very destructive.
Then they blame the ranchers for running cows on the same ground, but they don't understand that cows don't have a top layer of teeth. They're not taking the roots out.
Mm-mm.
When a horse is hungry, he can get all the way down to the ground and pull the grass roots and everything out and eat them.
He will too.
Yep.
He will. Look at Nevada. It's horrible. Desolate. They just destroy Navajo reservation too.
Yeah.
Just horrible.
Nevada's I've caught more lions off colt kills in Nevada when I lived there than I did mule deer.
That's crazy.
I didn't live in the best deer country there was in Nevada. Most of my stuff was bighorn sheep, but still it was nothing to go out and see 200 head of wild horses running around in the valley.
Just turning it to dust too.
Oh, when I was living up there 2 years ago and we had that dry summer, it was bad. But you could see them getting up and stirring when the wind would blow, and then the horses take off running around, bucking, kicking, and screaming, and it'd just be a dust bowl in that valley.
No, they're horrible.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of bleeding hearts. A lot
People
of
out of Vegas. All the big cities screw everything up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you guys come back to Arizona, you guys wouldn't believe the horses just running around. On Gila River Reservation has a bunch. Navajo Reservation has a bunch. White Mountain Apache, their tribe has a bunch, and those bleed all over into the golf courses. We have a golf course up here at Torion, and they get hit hard with them horses a lot. So a lot of horses, and they won't even let you go catch them, which is crazy to me, but they won't even let you catch them. I think you should be able to go buy a $5 permit. You either catch them or kill them. So
you can buy them in Nevada off the prison.
Yeah, and they break them.
Yeah, the inmates break them, and you can buy them broke off the prison.
And most of those are really good horses.
Yeah, they really bring them back here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My buddy, he was a cowboy. He had a couple prison Mustangs, and they either went one way or the other. Either it was the best horse you've ever been on, sure-footed, could beat the living crap out of it and go the next day without a problem, or the wind would blow wrong and he'd break in two all the way up the way.
I've had a couple of those.
Yep.
Both sides. My favorite, I got a 22-year-old Navajo res horse, pony, Mustang, and she's great. Put all my kids on her. I got a Persian Mustang, great. I have a BLM Mustang, great. So they're big boned. They're just solid. I've never had none of my horses colic at all, but I dirty feed. I don't have
their feet are concrete.
Oh, they are. You can barefoot shoe them and just keep them trimmed up, and you don't have to shoe them. They're tough.
They are dirty, rotten, tough animals.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's selective breeding or whatever you want, natural breeding or whatever you want to call it. It does a thing,
Oh yeah, it's definitely the strong will survive.
Yeah,
and they adapt. And then the genetics, anything that survives, those genetics just keep passed on.
Yep, 100%.
This guy. You just hunt coons over there, Jeremy? Basically,
That's what I
hogs.
intend to hunt.
Yeah.
Toss them.
We ran coats the other night, all night. But yeah, that they hunt mostly coons, but every now and then we treat, like I said, one of those 300-400 pound ones, and then they trash pretty good. I don't know if they run a coach or deer. I don't know what it. I never did figure out what it was. They got some treatment for it.
The love button.
Love button.
That's what I call it. The love button. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes they don't. Well, guys, I seen Bryce. It's how late is it back there? 9:30 back there, ain't it? No, it's only 8. Oh, 8:30. Yeah. Yeah, that's Arizona boys. We don't change time. Only 6:30 here. But it gets dark at 6 o'clock, so it kind of sucks. But
that's all right. The sun doesn't come up till 7. You
Yep.
get that extra half hour of sleep.
Well, shoot, I appreciate you coming on there, Jeremy, at last notice.
Ain't no problem.
You weren't doing nothing anyway, sitting around talking trash anyway, so might as well see who's talking trash.
My Wednesday night ritual.
Yep. You know, I didn't even get to plan the night. It was just like, I just got back from deer, and as soon as I got back from deer hunting, I had a case the next day, and I've been working on it for the whole week. I didn't get home.
How did your deer hunt go?
I didn't find a lion. I did find a bunch of bear track. I found a bear honey hole. So
yeah,
but I seen a couple bucks, you know, and I drove. I took that tundra in places I thought I wouldn't take that tundra, and then I walked. Man, we walked a lot. I glassed a ton, and then I even sat on some ponds. So.
Yeah.
Seen a couple little ones, nothing. The first one I could have got, because I'm not a trophy hunter. My goal this year is to bottle everything. So it's all going to go in bottles. And my daughter hadn't got a deer, and I said, there it is, shoot it. And she couldn't. I had time to get it. She didn't. And then the second one, I got out of my truck, I was glassing. And then I actually got up, took a leak, and I barked, you know, to see if anything would move. There I am, dingling my dangle, and that sucker ran up top of the hill. He was already at the top, bedded down, and I never seen him bedded down. And he went up and over, and I went up. So I went ahead and walked around, see if I could pick him up somewhere else. And I had my lab with me. I took my lab. I came home for Halloween, and I took my lab with me. And so he was kind of running with me. And we go down, we cross over, we walk a ways. I'm like, well, this way, that way. And I jump a fence, and I'm running around, and I end up coming back. And when I came back, I went down to a pond, and I'm looking at my onyx, and there's a brown spot. There's brown area on the other side of that fence. I'm like, oh man, I click on it, and there it is, San Carlos Indian Reservation.
Yep.
I was walking around over there like I own the place. I'm like, oh man. So I steered clear of it. So Yep. I'm not a big deer hunter. I'll get out and glass. You know, I got my Vortex, and I'll glass for hours. But some of them guys, you know, they got them $5,000 Swarovski spotting scopes, and they will sit there and they will glass all day.
Oh yeah,
one spot. You know, and I tell people that glass with me, I'll be there for an hour, and they're like, "Geez, anything? Can we go?" And hour and a half, I'll be like, "There he is." You know, because you just won't see him. I don't know if back east, I don't know if you guys glass too much. We have big open areas. I love when people from back east come over here. First thing I do is I take them to a cliff, and I let them roll boulders off a cliff. And it's amazing. People have never rolled boulders off a cliff. I'm not talking like, if there's a Volkswagen-sized boulder, you're trying to get it to roll off a cliff. I'm not lying. I took a lot of cancer kids on Hunt of a Lifetime up here, and we was down in Globe, Tunnel Basin, and there's big, there's 1,000-foot cliffs, 600-foot, 300, and I said, let's roll boulder, and they're like, what? And we'd roll boulder, big boulder, roll it off. You know, I had a 300-pound guy with me, so we were rolling boulders, and they did not want to. I could have just rolled boulders every day, all day, and they didn't give a crap about hunting lion because it's just such a big country back here. And when you guys get in some of these canyons, it's huge. No matter what picture I can post or GoPro, it's huge country, ridiculously huge country. Jarod knows.
It's funny you brought that up. My buddy was out bear hunting today. And he actually did catch a bear. He ended up putting up a pretty good boar, but he was walking on foot and free casting the dogs, and he sends me a video of him pushing a boulder off a cliff, and he said, "There's this most satisfying thing of the day."
The bigger, the better.
Yeah.
Where I hunt, there's a spot I hunt down here, and you have to cross reservation, and then you get to this area, and I bear hunt over there a lot. And I do a lot of, that's when I was spot and stalking in the spring because we can't use hounds here. So I bring him in. The guy has like a 30-foot motorhome, 35, big motorhome he brings in. My cousin went up, meet him on the road, brought him in. We hunted for the weekend and we leave. And we get all the way out to the end, to the highway. And he says, "Gosh dang it, Chris, you son of a," he's cussing at me. He goes, "If you'd have brought me in the day, I wouldn't have went down that because it's literally like 1,000-foot drop-offs, and there's cliffs on this side and there's drop-off on this side, and it's just enough room." Honestly, I don't know how he got the motorhome through there, but he did, to get in and out, and it's scary stuff. It's just big country. If you go off of that, you're done. I was coming up it with a 84 Dodge dually 4-door and a 30-foot horse trailer. And I bought this dually for $1,000 they were running drugs in it. So I got it from a tow company. It was a V8 that only ran on 7 cylinders. And I'm going up this with the 30-foot, my water, my horses, and it chugs out. It won't go. It's just blah, and it's not doing nothing. And I hit the brakes and it started to slide backwards right in this spot. And only my front brakes were dragging. And my dad was behind in his Ford, so he kind of got up on me and had to push me up through this. It's dumb country. You guys get back here. You guys come back here, and you'll just be enthralled with you're just amazed how big this country is.
Yeah,
ridiculous, huge.
I had a client in Nevada when I was guiding in Nevada, and I was doing same thing, you know. We're going up this little pole line road, switchback, and all of a sudden we hear grinding in the front end of my truck. And he looks at me, my client looks at me, he's like, "What's that?" And I was like, "That's my 4-wheel drive leaving." And he's like, "What are we gonna do?" And I was just like, "It's going out. I'm gonna leave it in until it's gone. I'm not going into 2-wheel drive on this road." And he's like, "What are we gonna do if anything happens?" And I'm like, "You're gonna open your door. I'm gonna open the dog box, and we're gonna watch this thing roll down in the canyon."
Oh, and don't forget to pray, whether you believe in God or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as the back tire, as soon as this truck starts going backwards, we're gonna open up. We're gonna leave we're gonna let everything out, let the dogs out, and we're gonna watch this truck roll down a hill.
Yep. What insurance for? Yeah,
you
back east.
Was in Idaho.
What's that?
So that's kind of the way it was in Idaho. I took a 3/4 ton diesel and a little 2-check Willis Jeep Road. I was driving sideways a lot of the time.
Oh,
yep. Snow hunting, I tell you, it's easy. You can go catch a lion. You find a track, you'll probably catch a lion mostly. But then you got to deal.
You better be a good mechanic. You better be a good mechanic if you're gonna hunt snow.
Man, I was in my Suburban hunting snow and I got stuck. I rocked it back and forth. Had a 700 R4 in it. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows trannies, but this 700 R4 has a governor cap on it for the governor valve. like for the governor to kick in and out. Well, I was going
Yeah.
back and forth, and it had popped that cap off, leaked all my fluid out, so I'm stuck. I called a buddy, like, hey, what are you doing? He's pushing snow in a backhoe, literally 20 miles from me. He ended up taking that backhoe. He called his boss and said, hey, Chris is stuck, and I did a lot of work with these guys, so I made them a lot of money. They made me. He said, well, Chris made us enough money. Go out and get him. And he drove that backhoe out there and pulled me out like 20 miles, man. It was
Oh
horrible.
my goodness.
My other buddy brought me some ATF, some tranny fluid. I got under there in the snow. Snow is horrible. And I beat that. I put that governor, I don't know what it's called, and got that cap back on. And snow, easy to catch a line in snow, but not good on your knees, on your feet, on your sole, on your trucks, your equipment.
Oh
Horrible.
man. Yep.
It's horrible.
It just breaks everything you have in a vehicle.
You ought
It
to
does.
come hunting the mud.
Oh
No.
Listen. When it snows up here, I'm not in a country where the snow stays for 6 months. It stays for 3 days, maybe a week, unless we get really good snow. And we're in clay. We're in clay, and it's horrible. It's disgusting, sticky, slimy. I've been stuck on an inch of mud. Just tires turning. You're like, really? You have to chain up for mud because it's just slick. You guys got clay back there?
Yeah, we've got buckshot, gumbo.
Yep.
I was backing out of the road the other day trying to get to my dogs, and I was just backing down the road because there's nowhere to turn around. And the whole ass end of my truck fell off into a giant mud hole. And the only thing that caught me was a dead pine tree, and it landed right on the side of the truck. It's the only thing that stopped me. I said,
shoot.
Good thing it's got a great paint job. I just put her at 4 high and dropped her low and got out.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what a mud hole looked like right now.
Dry over there, huh?
Man.
Everywhere is dry.
That's the bad part. Like here, and that went by like 2 weeks ago, and we ain't had hardly nothing for rain. But that place always holds water, just in that one spot. I think it's the underground spring.
Yep.
I think we've had about 2.5 inches all summer.
Well, I'm gonna let you guys go to bed. Bryson yawned 2 times already.
Yep.
Yeah, I got to go get my puppy. I got him up there at the other pen. So.
Yep. Jarod got to get to the fridge and get him another beer.
Yeah, I do. It's that time.
Well, Bryson, Jeremy, everybody, I'm glad you guys came on.
Heck yeah, man.
We'll have to do it again sometime and talk more crap. I'm just gonna have to bring Jeremy on all the time so he don't have to type it. He can just say it.
I'm pretty quick on that computer typing. So.
I know. You was quick to get on too. So
I'm surprised that I've got 1 bar.
yeah, and it's not glitching or nothing. You're just doing better than everybody's.
Yep.
So all right, guys. Until next time. Appreciate it.
Take it easy.
Thanks for the stories.
Later.
All right. Well, I appreciate everybody that showed up. Get them guys to bed. They're from back east, so they're only 2 hours now. They were 3 in the old days. Now that we did our little time change. I wasn't on last week because I was deer hunting. I'm planning on being on next week. So, but I'll do some bear hunting in the morning, make some more videos, and thank everybody for coming. Unless you're in a Jeep XJ. And I will see you Monday on Brett Vaughn's channel, Interviews, Stories, and Tales. We do the Monday Night Live, a little bit more crazier. I don't know what we're doing this week. And then Wednesday is me. And I got videos I'm editing to try to get out. So keep your eyes open. Rowdy Houndsman. Rowdy, I'm going to bring you on next week. So I'll message you. Send me an email or a number, Rowdy. I don't have your number. Give me Hang on, Rowdy. Hang on, Rowdy. Screenshot this email and send me an email with your information, and I'll get hold of you. We'll get you on next week and talk some crap. So, about something. Anecdote of a houndsman at outlook.com. If you know anybody who wants to get on, we'll be mean to talk crap about whatever. Brett has it. All right, I'll get hold of Brett. And if anybody has anybody you think could be interested in get on or you want to get on, send me an email. I'll put your number in my phone. Till next time, keep your powder dry and stay safe out there, guys.